Legal action will be taken if there are shortcomings in the COPE report on the bond scam. A statement from Minister S.B. Dissanayake. State Minister Sujiva Senasinghe says while the law is independent, mistakes could be made by officers. MP Vidura Vikramanayake forcibly opens Moragahahena bus stop shortly before official ceremony. Thailand's king Bhumibol passes away after 7 decades on the throne.
Hello, good evening and welcome. This is Primetime News. I'm Nadim Majid.
And I'm Aishwarya Pinto. Let's start off with a look at the top story. The Women's Agrarian Conference, organised parallel to National Farmers' Week, was held at the Mahaveli grounds in Galneva today under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. Newsfirst was the media sponsor of the event.
The conference was organised by the Ministry of Agriculture parallel to the National Farmers' Week, which has been observed from the 8th to the 16th of October. The theme for the conference was Think, Let's Build the Nation Together. The constitution of the Think Women's Agrarian Association was presented to the President by Agriculture Minister Tuminda Dissanayake. 25,000 Think Agrarian Women's Committees will be registered covering every village. Your Excellency, 17,000 committees have already been registered. Although they have been registered, they are prohibited from carrying out contracts. A woman cannot gain membership in the organization unless they are cultivating a home garden. If they have a child of school-going age, they cannot become a member unless the child is sent to school. All these women have been given equal status. I ask all the women who have been given equal status to now take their due position. Nowhere in the world do people speak of equal status for women anymore. In much of the world, women have already surpassed men. In the world today, there are 18 women heads of state. It is possible that the results in America will also point this way very soon. Angela Merkel, who leads Europe, is an excellent leader. When comparing the talents of men and women in this sphere, we often see that when women are in leadership, there is far less fraud and corruption. The President also spoke on the development process. While many people have high praise for development in our country today, we are still aware of the development which existed in the past. Close to 20% of the people in the country are malnourished. When considering malnourishment parallel to development in a country, if 20% of the population is suffering from malnourishment, it is a serious development issue. In many developed countries today, obesity is a problem. Considering all the factors, we have named 2017 as the year for the eradication of poverty.
President Maithripala Sirisena's statement yesterday involving anti-graft institutions has caused a stir in the political arena.
There are some facts in his statement that need to be considered. Investigations in connection to Basil Rajapaksa's land dispute have been stalled. Thirukumar Nadesan, who enjoyed ownership of these disputed lands from 2010 till the presidential election in 2015, has not yet been questioned. Who is exerting political pressure on this investigation? Is it the President or the Prime Minister? This should be revealed. In the last decade, over 9 billion rupees has been sent out of the country fraudulently. Charges have been levelled that Minister Fauzi misappropriated 20 million rupees in connection to a vehicle. When charges are levelled against a minister in his cabinet, it is natural for the executive president to be rattled by it.
All I know is that the law of the land is being implemented. Various individuals can express various views. We are not saying that the system is perfect. However, there is no politics involved. The President, the Prime Minister do not interfere. We do not interfere. That is all we can do. However, mistakes can be made by officials.
We call on the President to not restrict himself to these words, put an end to this political interference. Who engaged in such interventions? On one hand, there is the SLFP members of the President and the UNP members of the Prime Minister. If the UNP is responsible for these interventions, then they should immediately stop these actions.
My
conscience knows this very well. When I was at the CID, there were 4 phone calls that came in from Temple Trees. I heard them ask when will he be brought before court. This is a political witch hunt. We will unveil the top 10 of the good governance very soon. There are ministers who have defrauded billions.
We challenge the Prime Minister even though the name was not mentioned. These comments were aimed at you. If the CID, FCID and the Bribery Commission do not listen to the instructions of the President, who do they listen to? Who is the other individual who they take orders from?
The COPE report on the central bank bond issuances is due to be released in the coming days. Meanwhile, the SLFP says that if there are problems with the committee's report, the matter will have to be taken before court.
The COPE report will be presented. Thereafter, legal action or any other action can be taken. Legal action will have to be taken after it is submitted in Parliament. If there is a mistake, then legal action will have to be taken.
With regard to the bond issue, Arjun Mahendran said clearly in the COPE committee that he was given instructions by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. What investigation is being conducted into this? Nothing is being done.
So there is no investigation. The former governor has told COPE that he did this on the instructions of the Prime Minister. So he has said that the Prime Minister was involved in this. And then they say do not release anything that harms the reputation of the central bank. This is a farcical situation.
The law of the country is equal to all, no matter whether that person is a dual citizen or a foreign citizen. The law of the country should be equal to all. What I say is that the law is equal to both the elephant and the frog.
Additional compensation amounting to 300 million rupees was presented today to persons who will be losing property as a result of the expansion of the low-level road by 4 lanes. Speaking at the event, UNP parliamentarian SM Marika responded to a recent statement made by MP Namal Rajapaksa.
The individual who arrested me was released on bail 2 to 3 weeks before in connection to a murder. It seems like he is a worse thief than I am. Now the other problem I have is the IGP announced his number, didn't he? Now before that, IGP should look into how such an individual with many cases against him was appointed the police FCID. There are also persons attached to the FCID who have complaints on fraud and corruption. Some have been imprisoned. We will not mention any names. We will release the names at the right time, but not today. There's a local saying that although the mouth lies, the tongue cannot lie. I heard Namal Rajapaksa say at a meeting recently that the person at the FCID investigating him is a bigger rogue than he is. So he accepts that he is a rogue. So what is their message? They are asking the people at the grassroots levels to confirm that what they stole should not be investigated, that others should be allowed to steal without investigations, that politicians are rogues and that they come to power to steal and not to work.
Parliamentarian Vidura Wickramanayake attempted to declare open the new bus stop in Moragahahena today, which was scheduled to be declared open by Minister Partli Champika Ranawaka.
MP Vidura Wickramanayake arrived at the location about an hour before the opening ceremony was to take place and cut a ribbon declaring the bus stop open. A tense situation arose when the officer in charge of the Moragahahena police intervened. While the MP also attempted to bring a bus to the new bus stop, a group of persons at the location prevented him from doing so.
It had been idle for about 1.5 years after it was completed. In the end, they only built a tube well here. After undertaking this construction, they are attempting to claim that the entire project is theirs. They had put up hoardings and were preparing to open it today as if it were an egg laid by them. This alone shows us the development work they are undertaking.
Minister Patali Champika Ranweka arrived at the location late in the day and officially opened the bus stop. A sum of 53 million rupees had been spent on the construction of this bus stop under the Palat Naguma development project of the Horana Divisional Secretariat.
We respect the views of the people, but we do not take any note of wasteful protests. If they think so, it is a big mistake. We have not come here with nothing. We have come here after clashing face to face with many people, including governments and terrorists. They cannot pull us back through such things. We have decided today to embark on a journey for this country without party divisions, and we will continue with this journey.
Tensions flared at the Warakapola Divisional Development Committee meeting held today. A problem arose with the UNP and SLFP co-chairs of the Development Committee over setting a date for the committee meeting.
Let's now take a look at news from the courts.
The military intelligence officer remanded in connection with the assassination of journalist Lasantha Wickramatunge has been further remanded until the 27th of this month by the Mount Lavinia magistrate. While attorneys representing the suspect requested for bail, the Criminal Investigations Department objected and requested that bail not be granted until investigations are concluded. Court was informed of several important facts pertaining to the ongoing investigation. Key among these is the investigation into the license plate numbers of 2 bicycles which had been noted in Lasantha's notebook. The CID has been able to uncover that the 2 bicycles were used by 2 individuals who were closely associated with military intelligence officers.
අපරාධ පරීක්ෂණ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවට අනාවරණය කර ගැනීමට හැකි වෙලා තිබෙනවා.
Colombo High Court Judge Padmini N. Ranawaka Gunatilaka issued notices to the Attorney General and the OIC of the Criminal Investigations Department today to appear in court on the 27th of this month. Notices were issued when a revision application filed by former Chief Judicial Medical Officer of Colombo, Professor Ananda Samarasekara, was taken up. Through the application, Professor Ananda Samarasekara is seeking an interim order from the court preventing his arrest over the misplacement of several bones from the skeleton of rugby player Wasim Tajuddin from the Colombo Chief Judicial Medical Officer's office. An anticipatory bail application that had been filed previously by Professor Ananda Samarasekara was rejected by the Colombo Additional Magistrate on the 15th of September.
The drought impacting much of the island has taken a heavy toll on hundreds of thousands of lives.
Newsfirst came across this group of residents whose main aim is to find a drop of water for their day-to-day use in the Dambagalle area in Bibile, Monragala. They exert themselves not in search of food, but to find a drop of water to quench their thirst. The livelihoods of over 100 families in the Keselwata village is dependent on chena cultivations. This is the fate that has befallen the orange and lime cultivations today. The lands have dried up. If there was rain, we would have earned at least 600 rupees per kilogram. Although water was provided for the cultivation of Rambakan Noya earlier, this is the state of the lands today. It is not only the people who are suffering owing to the lack of water for almost 4 long months. The residents of Kuda Hindiwawa in Hambantota have also been severely affected due to the lack of water for several months. Today, many have been forced to leave their homes owing to the dry weather conditions. The Mallara stream was the only source which provided water for this village. However, today it too has dried up. Amid the dry weather conditions, a plot of cultivated land in Konaragama Ahatuava in Galgamuwa, which was carefully protected, was destroyed by wild elephants who encroached on the area.
What you just witnessed was a supplication to the rain gods by a community that has to battle with the elements on a daily basis. While people in one part of the country are suffering as natural water sources dry up, in another part of the country people are unable to access available water.
Through the Gum at the 100-Day initiative, we have been able to lend a helping hand to people suffering from thirst.
Gum at the 100-Day initiative. With the people, for the people.
The people of Mahalindawaba in Nochiagama spend at least half their lives walking long distances in search of water. Today, their daily struggle was brought to a close through the Come at the 100-Day initiative. Incidentally, the financial support provided by the chief incumbent of the Kalaniya Rajama Viharaya, Professor Venerable Kollupitiye Mahinda Sangarakita Thera, was instrumental in the success of this project.
I did not think that I would be able to get a drink of such clean water until the day I died. On behalf of the entire village, I thank you for the service you have done in giving our children clean water to drink.
Sirasa Gammadda has done something for this village which neither an MP nor a minister has done.
While the people of Mahalindawaba were given a new hope for the future, the villagers in Thibatwaba Akurasa were provided with a proper drinking water project through the Gammadda initiative. The faces of the villagers lit up with new life today as a half-century-long struggle for water came to an end.
Our country cannot be developed until people think in a new way. We will have to remain as a developing nation.
While politicians have given us false promises, the Sirasa Gammadda program has fulfilled its promises to us.
The project, undertaken with the support of the National Water Supply and Drainage Board with the financial assistance from the Sri Lanka Export Credit Insurance Corporation, was vested with the people today.
We are proud that our organization and the Sirasa Media organization were able to grasp this opportunity to help the people in this area.
The renovated Palatupana entrance of the Yala National Park was declared open today.
Living quarters constructed for wildlife officers was also declared open today under the auspices of Minister of Housing and Construction Sajid Premadasa. Several other development programs under the Yali Puvlum Yala also commenced today.
By the 8th of January 2015, there was a situation where they couldn't pay salaries and maintain the equipment. Today, this very same institution is revolutionizing the way in which we view Yala. This program has provided employment to over 600 persons in the area. When we work in a dedicated manner against corruption and fraud, there are a group of politicians who sling mud at us. They engage in character assassinations and continue to insult us. Whenever you insult a Premadasa or sling mud at him, he will forge ahead even harder.
A Ring the Bell ceremony was held at the Colombo Stock Exchange to raise awareness about the International Trade Centre's She Trades initiative and women's economic empowerment.
The ceremony took place in conjunction with the World Export Development Forum organized by the Sri Lanka Export Development Board and the International Trade Centre. The She Trades initiative was launched in 2015 as part of International Trade Centre's effort to support United Member States achieve Goal 5 to empower all women and girls of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It aims to connect 1 million women entrepreneurs to the market by 2020.
She Trades is about making sure we empower women economically, stress economically. We've done a lot on education. We've done a lot on healthcare. We care a lot about women in parliament. We must now turn our attention to the economy, because it's the economy that will change and anchor for the future education, healthcare, politics and the rest. So what we want is very simple. It's a global movement. This is not about women. This is about societies. And this is why we're very happy to have men champion also in the room. Because it's working together, men and women, that we will be able to change stereotypes that are at the heart of this She Trades initiative.
And when you empower the woman, you empower a full household. We have the will, our ladies have the will and the courage and the strength. But what we lack in this part of the world is making something perfect. Another thing is to encourage the woman to be entrepreneur. We need to give them the expertise, and that is our duty. We have to bring the technology, we have to bring the know-how, and we have to merge with what we teach them.
Unless there's money in their pockets, they can never be empowered. So the only way we can empower women is to give them good self-employment or be able to work with government or with the private sector. In Sri Lanka, you would find lots of women who are working in very high positions in the government sector. But if you look at some of our boards, we don't have sufficient ladies who are represented in the boards. So this is something I think we can all work for.
We believe in our women and the fact that businesses can thrive with that inherent entrepreneurial spirit they possess. But at the same time, change is not just for us women, but for the men around us too, on the way the marketplace views women in business. Change will only ensue if the yin-yang of male and female work in unison to optimize on each other's positives and advantages. By igniting, influencing and changing the way the country thinks, both male and female, by pushing our women to be change agents, decision makers and influencers, the Women's Chamber aims to push them towards unbridled excellence by placing themselves in the driving seat and always making the impossible possible.
Promoting the involvement of women in managing and leading business is important for society, not only because it is the fair and right thing to do, but also because it could be a key contributor to productivity and value creation. CSC strongly believes that enabling the potential of women is essential to ensuring sustainable and inclusive development both in business and community. The CSC remains committed to creating an environment for women to rise to their potential both in the workplace and community. We would therefore like to pledge our continued support to ensure gender equality and the full participation of women at all levels of society.
Contestants of Miss Intercontinental 2016, which is one of the top 5 most prestigious pageants in the world, engaged in rehearsals today as well at the Stein Studios in Ratmalana in preparation for the grand finale, which will be held this Sunday.
You won Sri Lanka!
This is the first time that a reputed global pageant is being held in Sri Lanka and the first time in 20 years that a major pageant will be held in South Asia. As this marks the 45th anniversary of this Miss Intercontinental pageant, the pageant is themed The Fairy Tale. Over 70 national beauty organizations associated with the pageant worldwide and over 60 countries will be in Sri Lanka for this year's pageant.
Carry new style around and you feel line it up, and you feel wine it up. You do the boom shakalaka to the
Apache Indian, the popular English Asian reggae star known for cross-cultural musical fusion, will perform at the grand finale, while Grammy-nominated producer Jim Beans will feature as a member of the esteemed panel of Miss Intercontinental 2016. A media briefing was held in Colombo, following which MTV MBC, who are the exclusive electronic media partners of the glamorous pageant, spoke to the artists.
You're here after 25 years, you said. What has your experience here been so far?
Yeah, it's the first time for me in the country. 25 years in the music business, and I've been waiting to come to Sri Lanka. We're doing some music videos. We're going to be working in the studio, and we're here to perform at Miss Intercontinental. So I'm excited about that. So lots of things happening.
And y'all are planning a workshop with the Sri Lankan music industry to get them involved. What exciting things do you have planned for that?
excited about that because it's the music business has changed a lot over the years, before the kind of internet kind of era, and see where it is now. People have dealt with it. So we're here to kind of share those experiences and learn from the country, go back home, say, how was Sri Lanka? How was the music? So we want to tell them, we want to be educated ourselves while we're here.
Destiny, how has your experience been?
It has been incredible. Apache Indian is an amazing artist, and Jim Bean's a crazy, incredible producer. So just mixing all of our sounds together, and the result of the 2 songs that we collabed on have been amazing.
Jim Bean's, it's your first visit here. Do you hope to use anything in your experience here for your future productions?
Yeah, actually, wherever I go, I try to take a little bit of everything every experience that I go through and put into my music. So I'm really excited to see the culture, see the music. Working with future Sri Lankan artists is actually already in the works. We do have some collaborations that Apache is going to be working on that we're really excited to.
The Maldivian government has decided to leave the Commonwealth after 3 decades of membership.
According to Maldivian media reports, President Abdullah Yameen made the decision after his cabinet advised him to withdraw the membership, citing unfair restrictions being imposed on the country. The decision comes as the Commonwealth Ministerial Action Group last month warned the Maldives that in the absence of substantial progress in rule of law and democracy, it would consider its options, including suspension. Announcing the decision, Foreign Minister Dr. Muhammad Asim said it was an extremely difficult but necessary decision for the sake of the country.
US singer-songwriter Bob Dylan has been awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature.
The Swedish Academy announced its decision, drawing to a close the 2016 Nobel season. Dylan's surprise win marked the first time the prestigious award was bestowed to someone primarily seen as a musician. The 74-year-old songwriter had been mentioned in the Nobel speculation for years, but few experts expected the Academy to extend the award to a genre such as pop music.
And that's the wrap of your Primetime News. I'm Aishwarya Pinto.
And I'm Nadim Maji. Good night and good luck.